Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella at the final press conference here for Golovkin versus Brook. With me, I've got Tom Loeffer. Good press conference.
KUGAN, this was a great turnout. Great turnout of international media. I mean, it's really gotten to a fevered pitch now. I've never seen a fight with the media trending on Twitter. I mean, just starting the fight week. So now you have all the journalists here. It's tremendous from Sky Sports. The host broadcaster HBO is here, RTL from Germany. It's going to be in over 100 countries. It's really turned out to be the most talked about fight of this year. The way it came about was very unusual, but once Kell agreed to take the fight, within about 2 hours, it just took off from there. Gennady is, with all the middleweights turning down the fight, has become clearly the most feared boxer in the sport of boxing. So we just have to take our hats off to Eddie Hearn, to Kell Brook. This is what boxing is all about. You have 2 undefeated champions. You have 2 great ambassadors of the sport of boxing. Both Kell and Gennady are great gentlemen outside the ring and great warriors inside the ring. And that's what the fans react to. The O2 sold out in 11 minutes. Eddie today said 9 minutes, so I think it changes. It might be 8 minutes by tomorrow, but at least it sold out in the first day. And it really has been a tremendous worldwide reaction.
Obviously, listening to you in the press conference and hearing you talk now about the difficulty of trying to sort of secure a big fight at middleweight with natural middleweights. Yeah. We know about the Canelo situation. We know about the EUBANK situation. But was it a frustrating period before that?
Situation.
Was it a frustrating period before this fight was made for you?
Oh, it was very frustrating. But look, we thought we had the EUBANK fight done. Eddie kept telling me for the 3 weeks to a month that we were negotiating that fight, that it looked good up until last week. And then all of a sudden, with every day that went by, he said, look, it doesn't look good, and I don't think I can get them to sign. We set a deadline. Otherwise, we would have had to go to LA, and he would have been on HBO in America. So when the EUBANK fight went past the deadline, I mean, that's been pretty well documented. But I mean, again, we just have to give Kell Brook a lot of credit. It's not, this is what I really like to make clear to the fans and the media. It's not how much you weigh on the scales, it's how big your heart is. And I gotta say, Kell Brook shows a lot bigger heart than, really everyone that's turned down the fight in the middleweight division. And you see the reaction, you see what type of revenue this fight's gonna produce, and there's no excuses not to fight Gennady. And Kell Brook really stepped up, and you see, with the face-off, you see he's about an inch shorter than Gennady. Every time we weighed in, the 30-day weigh-in, the 7-day weigh-in, he was heavier than Gennady. So Eddie says he's going to be a lot stronger at 160 pounds than at 147, and that's what the anticipation is building for this fight. Obviously,
dependent on what happens Saturday night. If Gennady is victorious, is the door still open there for the EUBANK fight, or is that something you wouldn't want to put yourself through again?
Look, KUGAN, the door is open for every fight. Look, I don't want to single out, we're not singling out any one opponent, whether it's Canelo, whether it's Saunders, whether it's EUBANK. The door is open to everyone. It's just a matter of, whether they would sign the contract. And if Gennady is successul on Saturday, we'll go through the same procedure as we did, for the last number of fights. 16 title defenses now. So, he's coming up on making middleweight championship history, and it's just a step-by-step process. So Danny Jacobs in the U.S. is a great fighter. He's fighting the day before Gennady. Canelo is fighting the week after this fight with Gennady and Brook. So The door's open to everyone. EUBANK Jr. is a great fighter, and you can't take anything away from him. He brings a lot of excitement with him. As Eddie said, he's going to have a tremendous career himself. It just, would have been a great fight now. If that fight happens in the future, it'll always be a great fight. It just, those opportunities aren't there, for a long period of time. So, it's just you want to try to take advantage of them as when they do present themselves.
How advanced were you in talks with Billy Joe Saunders, or were you in talks with Billy Joe Saunders at all prior to this?
It wasn't that long. It was about a week. I was talking to Frank Warren, and it looked like there was a lot of interest. And I really thought Saunders thought he would get the Canelo fight, probably for the same money, but they thought it would be an easier fight for him. So they were going down that road. Now it looks like that Canelo fight's not going to happen. So that could open the door again with Saunders. Certainly, he's a WBO champion, and he's the last title that Gennady doesn't have, and it's been Gennady's dream to unify the middleweight division. If he's the only champion, then, or if there's another champion out there, then they could argue, as far as who's the best in the middleweight division. I think right now it's clear to everyone that Gennady is the best and the most feared fighter, but that's his goal, is to unify the middleweight division, and it's a lot harder than I thought it would be to get guys to actually get champions, I should say, to agree to fight him.
Just finally, obviously, you're going to be in London on Monday as well, for the press conference between Fury and Klitschko, the rematch. You must be relieved that that's all done now.
Well, I got to tell you, it's I might just stay in London because we're in the UK. We're excited that fight finally got finalized. It got officially announced, and so October 29th in Manchester. The rematch with Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko. That's going to be a very anticipated fight. Probably going to be the biggest heavyweight fight of the year. It's gonna show if it was a fluke with Tyson Fury beating Vladimir the first time, or if Tyson is really the best heavyweight champion in the world today, or if Vladimir can take his titles back and prove that he's still the best. So there's a lot of anticipation with that fight. Two of the biggest guys in the sport of boxing, getting in the ring together. And anytime you have a heavyweight championship fight, it always is one of the biggest events in boxing.
We'll talk to you more about that at the press conference on Monday. But listen, 2 more days and.
Looking forward to the last couple of days before the fight. We have to take our hats off to Eddie Hearn. He was very professional the whole time. Sky Sports has done a tremendous job promoting the fight, and look, what can I say? With the international reaction, it's turned out to be a mega event of 2016.
Tom Loeffler, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and I'm sure you'll catch up with you for the weekend.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, mate. Good.